y'all, it's Flavis and I am back with another video. I know it has been forever since I have posted a video. I have just been in my own little world, so y'all please don't come for me, but I am back and I am better, and I am here to give y'all a little bit more of my style and to show y'all what I've been working on. I don't know if y'all have heard of the trend that's been going around where people decided to create an HBCU or turn Hogwarts into an HBCU. And I decided to hop on that train and be a part of that trend. So this is my version of Ravenclaw, or better known as Eta Rho Claw, and the colors are blue and white. And for this, I decided to use a reference photo of Chloe Bailey. I know y'all know who she is. Super dope vocalist, her and her sister. She used to be a part of the group, Chloe and Hallie. Both her and her sister are super dope vocalists, super talented actresses. So yeah, y'all definitely go check out her album. It came out recently, so y'all be sure to go check that out. But yeah, using this reference photo, I had to add my own little twist to it. I had to add the features of the raven, which is the animal for the Ravenclaw house, but we not calling it that. We calling it Eta Rho Claw, the black version of that. So but yeah, y'all, I'm super happy with how it turned out. I was nervous at first to do it because I didn't know how it would look or how it would turn out or how people would respond to it, but so far I've been getting really good feedback. One of my artist friends, Ray, she was like, "Oh girl, this is it," and she is always so encouraging and so loving. I'm gonna go ahead and pop her information on the screen here, but she's super talented artist as well, and she's always just so encouraging when I'm creating or going through my creative processes of creating different pieces of art. I always see what her feedback is, and she's like, "Girl, you don't need no feedback from me, you got this," and I just love her for that. So yeah, y'all be sure to go check out her artwork as well, because she has some dope stuff coming out soon. She's talked to me about what she has going on, so I'm super excited for her and to see what she has coming out. But yeah, she's always so encouraging and always give me such helpful feedback if there's any improvements that I can make. She's always very honest about it, which I really truly appreciate. But yeah, during this process of creating this, I was scared. I didn't know what I was doing or how I would go about it, but yeah, I think ultimately I accomplished the goal and I did better than what I could have ever imagined. And I thank God every day for helping me to become a better artist. Day by day, he's helping me to improve my skills as an artist and helping me to grow, and I just thank God for that. And yeah, y'all, this is just a dream. I'm living in the middle of a dream. Just being able to create and bring my art to life is just, I love it so much. So yeah, I am just going to let y'all vibe for a little bit, and I will come back. I'll be popping in and out to tell y'all about my thought process during the time I was creating this piece. So y'all stay tuned for the rest of the video. Okay, so here y'all can see that I'm cleaning her up a little bit, cleaning up some of the lines. You know, I had to give her some nails or whatever. You know, had to, you know, make sure those claws was clawing, girl. So yes, I love the way that the nails came out. And I'm just cleaning up all the lines and stuff so I can do some of the final pieces of the sketch, and I can get started on the hair. And y'all, the piece or the part that took the longest was the hair. Like, that was honestly, I dread starting like the detailing process for the hair, but I always love the way that it comes out. And I think I've truly found a process or a drawing process that works for me when it comes to doing the hair, because it always turns out so nice. Like, first I'll start with like the pencil strokes, like doing little pencil strokes all throughout each section of the hair, and then I'll, you know, build on that, and then I'll go and blend and then add some more lines on top of that. It's such a long and tedious process, but it always ends up turning out so nicely. And also what I do, if anyone's ever interested in doing this, what I'll do is I'll always make the hair a separate layer, because to me it doesn't make sense. I mean, do what works for you, but for me, I don't like having to go back on top of something that already took me so long to do, just to, you know, add more color or whatever to it. I don't like that. So I'm like, I'm just gonna make the hair a separate layer so I don't have to do nothing else to it. You know, after I get done with the piece, I don't have to do anything else to it. So I make it the way that I want it to look at the end of the piece. So that's the reason why I have it on a separate layer. So I don't have to do anything to it. I don't have to go in and adjust it. I make sure that it's on its own separate layer so I can do it up on that layer, make sure it's real nice and clean and how I want it to look, and that way everything comes together in the end. But yeah, as y'all can see, oh, and also in the reference photo that I have of Chloe, the end of her ponytail is straight, but I decided to give her like a little wavy into her ponytail, and that was also something also that I was nervous about, because I've never drawn waves before. I've never added shine or detail to waves before, so it was a lot of firsts for this project. This is the first time that I can remember where I drew something from this perspective of somebody looking upward like that from this angle. So I was nervous about that. I was nervous about how it would look if I just did a cutoff piece where it was cut off at the legs and it didn't show the full figure. And y'all saw in my fashionista series that I'm starting that I had a color block in that one, like in the background, but you know, I've never done it where it's like the circular color block before, so that was the first. It's just a lot of firsts for this piece that I'm happy with how it turned out. So I'll definitely be doing this again, and for the rest of the pieces for this H.A.M.U series, I have color blocks in the background like this one, but it's, you know, of course, what matches that particular house. So yeah, I just don't know what to say. It was a series of emotions while doing this piece. It was like emotions of happiness, emotions of nervousness, emotions of anxiousness, but everything ended up turning out so nicely. And I gotta give it to God, because He is the one who gave me this talent, and I'm just so thankful that He's helping me to grow in such a way. And I'm just thankful that I have the luxury of being able to work for myself and focus even more on bettering my talents as an artist, because some people don't have that luxury. So I just feel so blessed that, you know, I have family and friends around, and kudos to my husband firstly, because he's been so supportive throughout this entire process of you know, transitioning from working a regular 9-to-5 to fully working for myself. And he's been pushing me to truly put my best foot forward as an artist and, you know, as a business owner, because, you know, this is my job now. So I really have to, you know, make sure that I put my all into it. And, you know, I can't be lazy when it comes to this, y'all. This is my baby. This is my business, is my baby. So I have to make sure I do what is necessary for it to grow. And, you know, of course there are growing pains. You know, there's a learning process. Like, everybody goes through a different learning process when you become a full-time entrepreneur. It's never a smooth transition. But, you know, with, you know, what do they say? I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. So I believe that God, he put this in my heart to do. So I know he will help for me to be successful. I have no choice but to be successful, not only for me, but for my husband, for the legacy we're trying to build, you know, for our families, for our friends. So it's just, again, I'm so thankful for those of you who take the time to watch me and, you know, watch me grow during this journey. I truly appreciate y'all. And yeah, as y'all can see, like I said, I go through, I build upon it, build upon each layer. Oh, going back to the drawing. Sorry, I jumped from one subject to the other. But going back to the drawing, as you can see, I'm trying to add like that shine effect. So I don't like stroke all the way through in each section. I leave a little piece in the middle for the light or for the shine, to give it that shine effect. So that's what I do. I like leave a little piece in the middle to give it that shine effect. And then once I get through doing this, y'all will see me go back and start blending it to make it actually look like hair. So that is the process that I am doing right now. And so, yeah, I think I'm just going to let y'all vibe a little bit more. And then once I start to add color, then I'll come back and talk some more to y'all. Okay, so I know I told y'all I wouldn't come back until I started adding color, but y'all, I had to talk about how happy I am with how the end of this ponytail turned out. Again, as I stated before, this was my first time ever drawing waves, and y'all, do y'all see that shine? And I have not even started blending it yet. So it's just like, yes, again, this was what took the longest. The hair always takes the longest, but it always ends up turning out bomb. And I'm just so happy with how the entire piece turned out, but especially the hair, because that is what took me the absolute longest, is the hair. So y'all, this goes to show, do not shortcut. Like, if you want it to look a certain way, if you want it to have a certain effect, you have to put the time in order to make sure that that effect comes across. Because if I was to shortcut this, it would not have looked this good. Like, it definitely would not have looked this good. So y'all, always be sure to put your best foot forward in everything that you do. And yeah, I'm gonna again let y'all vibe for a little bit more, but I just had to come back in and share that little tidbit with y'all, because when I say I was nervous, but it came out so bomb. So yeah, I'm gonna let y'all get back to the video. Okay, so here is where I started to add the color. And of course, her skin tone is darker than Chloe. So this is inspired by Chloe Bailey. It was not supposed to be a representation of her. It's supposed to be inspired by a photo of her. So just to make that clear, I know that this is not her skin tone, so don't y'all please don't come for me in the comments. But yeah, I am super happy with how her skin tone turned out, and with how I was able to capture the shine. Like, I was able to capture the contours and highlights, not only of her skin but of her clothing. Like, I was really happy with that. So yeah, y'all, I just feel like the more I do like different pieces, the better I'm becoming with capturing realism. And I do feel like my style is a mixture of realism in animation or illustration. So I think that that's so dope. Like, I don't know, that's crazy to me how I'm able to picture something and just make it happen. And of course, things don't always come out exactly the way I would like them to, but you know, like I said, it's growing pains in this game. Like, it's growing pains. It's gonna be frustrating. Sometimes things aren't gonna come out exactly the way you would like them to, but you gotta do the best you can. And as long as you're doing that, then that's all that matters. And the more mistakes you make, the better you're gonna become. Like, you're gonna become an even better artist. Because, you know, if you don't make mistakes, you're not gonna learn, right? So, you know, that's the purpose of making mistakes. And I'm just thankful that, you know, along this entire journey, you know, I've just learned from the mistakes that I made in the past, so I don't repeat those mistakes and, you know, continue to grow. So yeah, that's super dope. And, you know, as you can see here, I'm starting to add the highlights, and I'm starting to, I started to go in on her clothing and start adding highlights and stuff. Well, contours and highlights there as well. So yeah, and then with her feathers, and the feathers surrounding her as well, I started to try and add some detail to those. And interesting thing about, and y'all will see towards the end, like with the photos surrounding her, I was like, okay, well, not photos, the feathers surrounding her. I was like, those don't really look like feathers. So at the end, or towards the end, y'all will see me add like little details or like little pencil strokes or little pencil strokes or details to make them actually look like feathers, because they were just looking like leaves to me, and I was like, no, this isn't gonna work. So I went ahead and edited those to make them look more like feathers. And yeah, again, this is all a learning game. It's not gonna be perfect. You're not gonna be perfect. Nobody's perfect, but everybody is, you know, they have their own little style and something that makes their art unique, and that's what matters. The uniqueness in your art is what makes you special. So always keep that in mind. Never try and compare your journey to somebody else's. And that's the mistake I was making at the beginning. I was like, oh man, my art doesn't look as good as hers or as good as his. But God made my art the way it is for a reason. It touches people the way it's supposed to. If I was like everybody else, I wouldn't stand out. So always keep that in mind as well. Don't try and be like everybody else, because you won't stand out. And so yeah. And here you can see that I'm adding some detail to her tail feathers, or trying to add detail to her tail feathers to try and make them more pronounced and like, so that they're not so flat. And that was a goal of mine as well, trying to work on giving things depth within this piece rather than things looking so flat. So that was also something that I feel like my brain expanded so much during this piece, like during the process of creating this piece, because I was like, oh my gosh, like, why is everything looking so flat? But God really helped for me to think of things that would help give certain aspects of it or certain pieces of it more depth. So that's really what I worked on. And yeah, I am going to step back out for a little bit and then come back closer towards the end. So y'all continue to vibe with me. Thank you so much for watching so far. So here I'm adding some of the finishing touches, you know, adding some of the highlights to her clothes. And, you know, I had to give her a little bit of that glisten, you know. I had to end up adding some glossiness to her lips. I thought I added it at the beginning, but for some reason it disappeared, so I had to add it again. But yeah, y'all, I am so happy with how she turned out. Y'all peep my signature in the lower right corner? Yes, ma'am, that is me. But I thank y'all so much for just all of your support, for watching me, for being willing to follow along on this artistic journey of mine. Y'all be sure to like, comment, and share, and subscribe. And yeah, thank y'all so much for watching, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Y'all, peace. God bless.